Hey guys, my name is Anthony and in today's video we're going to be doing a track guide from an average player. So this track is going to be Spain and we're going to do something a little bit different in this episode, and I'm going to let you guys see the full unedited lap right now. So I'm going to stay quiet and I'll see you guys once the lap is finished. So as you guys can see, there was a few mistakes in there, but we come across the start finish line now to set a 117.7. So getting back into the lap, let's take a little bit more detail into this lap here. So once again, coming off the final corner, I want to open up DRS as soon as possible, which again in this case is ideally on the line. So coming into the first corner, I like to brake just before this grey patch next to the 50-meter board. You could brake if you dare, basically where that fly better is, and also you want to place your car on the half and half on the track and half off the track, just to get that better angle in to the corner. And you want to do the same for turn 2 and turn 3. If you can get the line right, then that's completely flat out. And then turn 4, you want to brake just as that Pirelli sign above you sort of goes out of view. It is pretty difficult, but once you practice a little bit, you get used to braking once you see that Pirelli sign go. Then coming into these two corners now, you probably don't want to brake down to first gear there. I just did to just get a little bit extra rotation. And then coming into this corner now, you want to brake basically when that red and white pattern starts. This is a corner that I struggle with quite a lot, to be honest. I don't know, I just lose a bit of traction there. I don't know if it's just my throttle application, but I just tend to lose a lot of traction there. But coming into the DRS zone now, once you come to this corner, you want to brake just before this or just after this orange patch, sorry, on the right hand side. Brake down to second and maybe first if you want to get extra rotation into the corner. That corner is pretty difficult. You can take a lot of curb, but it does really unsettle the car. So sometimes I take the curb, sometimes I don't. It just depends on how confident I feel. And then this third sector, as you can see, it's just a bunch of sweeping motions. Honestly, I do struggle a lot with third sector. I would have to say that that's probably my weakest sector and the sector that I end up losing the most time in. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We've got a 17.4, and then as you can see, these are just some of the best laps I had in that session there. So coming into the qualifying section of this lap, basically it's just like the other qualifying session really. You want to use overtake and hot lap as much as possible, and then in certain sections, like for example just coming off of turn 3 into turn 4, I like to put the ERS down slightly just to mode 3, which is high, just because I found, me personally, whenever I put it to hot lap or overtake in this section here, I tend to lose a little bit more traction. I don't know if it's just because in those times I shifted up a bit too soon, a bit too late, sorry. But yeah, I keep it at high and it seems to be able to keep the traction fine. As you can see, I go very slow through that corner. I'm pretty sure you can carry a lot more speed through that corner, but I just tend to lose traction when I carry more speed than what I did there. So once again, breaking down from 7 to second, and as you can see, that time I actually broke down to first at the apex just to get a little bit more rotation in, so I didn't go a bit too wide on exit. But once again, as I said before, this third sector is definitely my weakest sector on the track. Just the amount of flowing corners and the fact that you're going downhill, I don't know, I just tend to struggle with it. And as you can see, we end up coming 5th place, I think with an 18.0, which, you know, it's not that bad, but it's not that good either, to be completely honest with you. I could have done a lot better, even though it's by 2 tenths. I probably could have got pole. For this section I actually wanted to do something a little different, and I actually wanted to show multiple laps through the race instead of just the one. So I'm going to show you, I think it's the first 3 laps that I'm showing you right now. And I mainly wanted to show you the first one because I wanted to show you how my starts are and how I tend to start the race, especially when I'm in amongst the crew. I said crew, I mean in amongst the other drivers instead of on pole, where I can get a nice clean air at the start, whereas here I get a lot of dirty air. But yeah, we come up on Verstappen here, and I brake a little bit later than him, but as you can see it kind of shoots me out wide and I almost go a bit too wide onto the grass there, so you want to be careful when overtaking there. It's not necessarily an overtaking spot, it's just because I got such a good run on Verstappen that I ended up overtaking him there. And you'll see again in this corner, just again very slow through that corner, and I noticed that in real life Valtteri Bottas said that you don't really want to go over that sausage curb going from that corner, but in the game it seems to work for me quite effectively, to be honest, so I tend to. And as you can see, once again I went into second gear and I didn't go into first gear going into that corner after the DRS zone, and it ended up causing me to lose a bit of time because I was a bit too wide. So you definitely do want to just shift down one more time to first gear just to get that extra rotation so you don't go a little bit wide on exit, because when you do, you can't put the throttle down as quickly and you end up losing time. So as you can see, we've lost quite a lot of time in the third sector, as I mentioned before. It is my weakest sector, and just look how much time we lost to Leclerc there just because of that final sector. But I think we do end up making a little bit of that time back just from this first sector, because I would have to say it probably is my strongest one, mainly because I can usually get that third turn line pretty good most of the time, so I'm able to basically just go full throttle. As you can see, I've a bit more confidence coming into this lap now that I've got into the swings a little bit there. Do go a bit wide there, so we do lose some time. As you can see, Leclerc's getting wider and wider, further and further. I can't speak today for some reason, but yeah, again, it's just that I think it's turn 6. That's just a horrible corner for me, so personally I'd maybe watch a different lap from one of the guys who, one of the top guys on the game, just to see how they do it, mainly because with that corner for me, I just lose traction very easily, so I tend to not have a lot of confidence going into there. This track is definitely a mixture of just long straights, tight corners and tight hairpins. I can see why the real life F1 uses this track as their testing ground, because it basically has all the types of main features that a track should have. So it's got that long straight and the start finish straight, it's got those medium speed corners, it's also got those corners where, like this one, you can go full throttle, but then it's also got those tight hairpins and those flowing sections as well. So it is a good track, but it is a difficult one at the same time, especially for me personally, to really get the most out of it. But this is the fastest lap of the race. It's only a 5-lap race as usual. I'm still just not sure whether or not I should do 25% or 50% races, just because they do take up a lot of time, and I don't really want to spend too much time making these sort of videos, but I might have to do at least 25% races at some point soon, just so that I can start showing you guys some of these laps on different compounds of tires, because I know that I've just been using the softs, whereas some of you guys might want to know how the lap goes with mediums or even hards, because it is slightly different, because again, those compounds are a lot harder than this one, so they don't have as much traction and stuff like that. So coming up to the end of the lap now, so I'm going to finish it off here, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to subscribe and hit the like button if you liked this video, and make sure to follow all of my socials down below.